Turnbuckle Weekly. Turnbuckle Weekly with Chuck Carroll. Here we go!
WWE Raw heading to Minneapolis next Monday. My guest this week on the Turnbuckle Weekly with Chuck Carroll should be there. Give her a follow. She's at Naomi WWE. And Naomi, here's one of the things that I've noticed when watching your matches. You really seem to be able to get the most out of the person you're working with. And I'm not just saying that to put you over. Like, it really struck me, especially this week.
Stop it.
No, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. So my question to you is, as a performer, how is it that you're able to elevate somebody else's game in the ring, somebody that may be a little bit more green than you or just not as gifted as you, if you want to put it more bluntly? How do you elevate and get the most out of your opponent in the ring?
Well, when I have a match, I always think of things that I know will excite the crowd, and I think a lot of it too has to do with my relationship with the girls in the locker room. I'm very close to a lot of the divas, and I have a good relationship with all of them. So it's just when we go in the ring, it's just, you know, I'm helping you, you're helping me. Let's bring the best out of each other, and let's kick butt tonight. You know, it's about getting us both over and us both shining and just bringing the best out of one another, which I love to do. And I love wrestling. I love matches, and that's where I have fun. So there's usually nothing that I won't try or do when I have a match with anyone. If it's something I don't know how to do or that they have, I make sure I learn it and get it down.
Yeah, so walk me through it when you're planning your match with somebody. What does that process entail for you? Do you kind of take the lead there, or are you open to suggestions? How does that work for you?
It depends on the story that we're trying to tell, depending on the experience. But the first thing I like to do in matches is never just come out and be like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do all my things. No, I like to find out first their ideas, or, you know, what do you think, or what would you like to do? And then it's kind of a blend of both of our ideas. And I think that's when you have your best matches.
So when you were still part of the Funkadactyls, obviously you're paired there with Cameron, and she was a little bit more green. We saw some of that on WWE's programming and elsewhere, and she made the decision ultimately to go back to NXT, kind of hone her craft a little bit. But before she did that, were you able to squeeze a little bit more out of her, like we were just talking about, than she otherwise would have been able to bring to the table?
Oh, yes. The one thing about Cameron that a lot of people don't know, and that she doesn't get a lot of credit for, is that she works very hard, and she's very competitive. If you tell her she can't do something, she's gonna go through hell and back to prove you wrong. And me and her trained a lot when we first started together, get into the rings early and developmental, and just working on a lot of things. And she's definitely, I think, progressed over the time. And also, she didn't have as much training as I did before coming on the road. And I think she got a lot of slack from that either. But she's been busting her butt and working really hard to improve, which I think she has a whole lot.
WWE doing the double dip the day after Christmas with live shows at Madison Square Garden in New York and the Allstate Arena in Chicago. WWE diva Naomi is joining me here on the Turnbuckle Weekly with Chuck Carroll. Which of those two shows are you going to be at? Do you know yet?
I'm not exactly sure yet, but I know I will be on one of them. Not exactly sure which one yet.
All right,
because I know I've been flipped around a little.
Okay, well, let's talk about your year. 2014 just kind of blew by, didn't it?
It did. It always does. Every year. It's like, you know, you look up and WrestleMania is here again. And you're like, wow, like where did the year go? It goes by so fast because you're just constantly moving and traveling. Sometimes you really don't. Sometimes I don't even know what day of the week it is. It goes by that fast.
The blink of an eye. But let's think back to December 31st. You're sitting down, you're jotting down your New Year's resolutions, you're thinking about everything you wanted to accomplish in 2014. Talk to me about the goals that you set for yourself and how far you came, how close you came to achieving them.
Well, on a personal level, two of my goals were to get married, which we did, John and I did, and also to buy a home, which we also did. So those were my biggest goals, and we accomplished those. And on a professional level, as far as career-wise, it was just to get into a main storyline, which I've never been in, and I'm doing that now. So I feel like I've accomplished a lot this year.
And have you thought about looking ahead to 2015, some things that you might want to check off the proverbial list?
Well, hopefully I'm Divas champion in 2015. That's what I want in 2015.
Yeah, my girlfriend would appreciate that. She is a huge fan of yours, no kidding. But what about the music? We saw you drop a single this year. Is there any more coming?
Absolutely. I'm not sure when because I have so much on my plate right now, but definitely music is just another passion of mine and a hobby, and it's something when I have time I do. I write my songs a lot, like on the planes and on the road. So just whenever I have that extra time off to go to the studio, I'll definitely crank out some more stuff.
WWE diva Naomi, my guest here on the Turnbuckle Weekly with Chuck Carroll. The final edition of 2014 and the final Raw of the year will be at the Verizon Center in Washington, D.C. on December 29th. Just a couple of more questions. That's what we have time for. I want to talk to you about the WWE as a whole. We were just talking about personal goals for the year, but what do you think some of WWE's biggest accomplishments were this year?
Well, I think the network has been doing very well. It's always hard starting networks, but I think we have a huge following and millions of viewers. I think the network is doing very well. I think that's a huge accomplishment on the company.
And looking ahead to 2015, if you're setting goals for WWE, things that you want to see the company achieve next year, what would those goals be?
Well, I'm thinking of it from a diva's point of view. Something I think is missing for us to have something more to strive for. I would like to see the Divas tag title come back. We have a lot of girls in our division, and we only have that one title to go after. And me coming in as a group with Cameron and having a partner and being in the tag team, that's something that I wish we could have accomplished. So I think that I would like to see for us Divas to have something more to go after.
Not a bad idea.
For 2015, and also it's just as a Divas brand, period, I would love to see Total Divas grow more, and the show is doing awesome. I think we're great role models for young girls, and we're definitely getting a lot of popularity off that show, and a lot of viewers coming in, female viewers who maybe not have known about wrestling or watched it before are tuning in now because of Total Divas, and I think that's a huge accomplishment. And I just hope it continues to open more doors for divas like myself and for people to get to know us and who we really are and see how hard we work and how tough it is doing what we do. Because I think, by people seeing that is helped us, is definitely increased our confidence as females in this business. And I just hope to continue to inspire younger girls who watch us and look up to us.
Outstanding. WWE diva Naomi, my guest here on the final edition of the Turnbuckle Weekly with Chuck Carroll for 2014. Thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you, Chuck.